Hello again, it's Joe Hadoba from Salem Media Group coming to you with number 4 in the series of the roadblocks to growing your business with marketing and advertising. I've done these 3 videos now, and like I said in the last one, these are in succession, and it's, if you've ever done something like this, your adrenaline is just driving at you, and it's pretty exhilarating. So if I go off the rails at all, it's okay. I just want to get this information out there. I want the people who actually watch this to get something out of it. So hopefully that's the case. So today, what I want to talk about is, is there a perfect way to track whether my advertising and whether my marketing is being effective? Short answer is no. There's really not. The fact of the matter is we talk about, we talked about in one of the last videos about waste. And that's part of the reason why. The individual human being is so difficult to predict, it's almost impossible. I mean, I know for me, I'll react one way to the exact same message and be happy about it one day, and then the next day, it really annoys me. It's really weird. I wonder if any of you guys are a little bipolar with that too. Not that I'm bipolar or anything, but and so how do you actually track? Well, the thing is that it really does become, gaining a new customer is almost like a boxer who jabs constantly, right? They're softening up their opponent. They're making sure that that opponent knows that they're there, and then eventually that customer comes into your cycle. And again, like I said, they won't work with anybody but you because you've been there constantly. So anyway, so what do you do about tracking? If there's no perfect method, well, what do you do? Because look, it's natural. You want to be able to understand where your investment is going. A lot of folks, they're investing a significant portion of their budgets to grow. And so what do you do? Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's basically 3 really good ways to track. Some of them are better than others, but if you have to know, this is how I would suggest it. So number 1, you got to have a special offer, or can have a special offer, right? It's probably the least effective way that I've ever seen it, especially if you're doing any kind of branding advertising as far as radio or TV or video. It's really hard to actually track that because you can't give a coupon over the radio. That's the one weakness that I know of for radio, is that it's harder to track than any other medium that's out there. It's all through the ears, and it's all through the audio sensors and things like that. And so you can have an offer. I have a client that offers 5% over and above any other offer that they have for the audience, and that helps. That really does help. But I don't like that, because then you start getting people into that mindset of, oh, well, I'll wait for the special offer. I think we've seen enough of those videos, and there's actually a mattress company that went out of business last year because that's all that they did. And so they've discounted their products so much, there was no value to it. And I don't think there's a small business out there that wants to devalue what they do. Number 2, ask. Now, there's a subset for that. Ask. Well, where did you hear about us? Why did you come in? How did you decide to show up? I will tell you that the vast majority of people are going to tell you the internet. Some people will do it through SEO. Some people will actually click through on a pay-per-click campaign, but think they were actually clicking through on your actual listing on social media or on Google. But they actually came because they saw a shared post from one of their friends on social media. Or you've been running an ad campaign on TV for so long, or radio for so long, but they've moved from awareness to consideration to intent to, oh yeah, to that purchase side. I think we've talked about that enough. Well, maybe not, but we have for now. So ask if whether they've heard your ads. Ask whether they've seen your special offer. Do that. It's not always going to work. And I actually say ask specifically. If you want to know if your radio campaign is working on Word FM as an example, ask, did you hear our ad on Word FM? Are you a Word FM listener? Are you radio station X listener. It'll be fine. You'll actually be able to understand if some people are saying, yes, I've actually listened to that. And so at least you know that that's part of the mix if you're doing more than one or two tactics to gain business. I have just a quick story about that. I have a client who does a great job of tracking their business. It's actually really, really impressive, and they work very, very hard at it every single day. The thing is that this one time, they had a special offer specifically for my audience. And here, somebody called in, and they had tracked it through a competitor's radio station. That's fine. That's no big deal. And so they went through the whole sales process, made the sale, and at the end of the sale, the customer actually said, oh, well, can I get that discount that you offered on Word FM too? So my client, my buddy, said that I actually owe him more money, which, we'll see. But it's funny. So there's no perfect way to track, even when you ask, even when you're super diligent about it. And so don't put all your eggs in the tracking basket. It's just going to lead to pain and disappointment. Number 3, frankly, is the best thing that I can suggest. We've talked about doing 1 or 2 tactics at a time to kind of get them going, to see if they're working, to kind of to understand what's going on. And then one of the reasons why I do that is the year over year. Okay, we're basically tracking your cash register. We're tracking that year over year. Okay, so last year I wasn't doing this advertising. This year I did. So where am I year over year, last January to this January? How many leads have I gotten since I started? Have my leads on average gone up? Do I usually get 10 leads? Is it up to 12? Well, if you're finding that consistency because you're taking your time being patient with growing your business to get you to where you want to be, you'll be able to track and figure out what's actually working and what isn't. So those are the 3 ways that I know to be able to track your advertising, to try to, again, reduce some waste because your money is valuable, your time is valuable, and this is your baby. But let's get you to where you want to go by making sure that we're smart about it and not putting all of our eggs in one basket, and understanding how each tactic works, and understanding how we're trying to influence the audience and public that we want to gain business from. This is Joe Hadoba from Salem Media Group with a cup of Joe. Again, one last time, thank you to Dave Lewis for hosting me today from Western PA Adult and Teen Challenge. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.